guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Gaia and I'm a final year student at Nottingham Trent University. I make university and lifestyle content, and since it's gearing up to the new university term, I have so much freshers content coming your way. So if you're a university student or you're coming to university, why don't you stick around and click that subscribe button? Like I said, since it's only a few weeks away until university starts again, today I'm going to be answering all of your questions about student accommodation and living in halls. If you haven't already seen my university playlist that is jam-packed with university advice and vlogs, you can find it in the card above. I'll link it up there. So I asked all of my lovely Instagram followers to send in any questions they have about moving into student accommodation, and thank you so much to everyone who sent in stuff. You are honestly amazing. If you don't follow my Instagram and you want to keep up with my life when I'm not posting YouTube videos, my Instagram handle is @GaiaX. Go follow it. Other than that, if you do find today's video helpful, please give this video a massive like and comment down below which university you're going to this year. Okay, so first question today is, what's the most important thing to do when you first move into halls? When you first move into student accommodation, literally the most important thing, like I kid you not, the most important thing is, as soon as you get there, take photos. Take photos of all the cracks, any holes that are in your room, anything that looks broken or might break, because this will literally save your life when it comes to the end of the year, when you're hoping to get your deposit back. The reason why I say this is because if you take the photo as soon as you move in, that means the date and timestamp will be the same day as your move-in day, so you can prove that those cracks or any broken items were there before you moved in and you didn't do them yourself. This is really important, especially if you find yourself living in halls with a bunch of flatmates who tend to break things. So if you do have photographic evidence from when you moved in, the university can't basically blame it on you and you won't be fined for anything. The next question is, are halls/flats mixed gender? When it comes to university accommodation, you will find that most flats will be mixed gender. However, I think they do sometimes designate like a few flats in each like student accommodation to single gender flats. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I lived in 2 flats in first year because I had a bit of trouble with my flatmates. In the second flat, I actually lived with all girls. I think from memory you had to be a girl to live in that flat, so I do think some student accommodations do, like I said, designate some flats to either female or male, because there will be some students who do have that preference. If you are one of those people though that does want to live with either just girls or just boys, I would really recommend just contacting the university, because they don't always advertise it on the student accommodation website. Email them and ask if this is possible, and you'd be surprised how accommodating universities can be with this kind of thing. Next question is, does the communal cleaner clean your room too? That is a big
no! No! God, please, no!
The communal cleaner will clean the hallways and your kitchen and any other shared area that you have with your flatmates, but when it comes to your room, they do not clean your room. Well, at least from my experience, they don't clean your room. You have complete responsibility for cleaning it. This is where you need to be grateful though, because you don't tend to get cleaners obviously in second and third year if you live in a house. So if you're one of those people that doesn't like to clean like the hallway and stuff, count your blessings, because you're going to have a lovely person come and do that once a week for you. And it is really important to clean your room regularly, because the university or the accommodation company will do random spot checks. Speaking of student accommodation, if you're one of those people who is starting university soon and is still struggling to find student accommodation, then don't worry, because today's video is in collaboration with Amber Student. Amber Student is a platform where students can book student accommodation near their universities. As Southeast Asia's largest student accommodation provider, they currently operate in over 100 cities worldwide, including the UK, Europe, the US and Australia. When it comes to accommodation, students can choose from a wide range of options according to their preferences. Amber Student also provides students around-the-clock free and personalised assistance every step of the way. A great example of this is their new COVID-19 policy, which offers free cancellation and relief from any visa-related uncertainties. So as I've said many times before, no visa, no pay. So this just shows Amber Student is not only amazing for UK residents, but also international students. If you are interested in checking out Amber Student's amazing student accommodation platform, they are offering all of my lovely viewers £10 off your student accommodation booking if you click the link in my description box below. Like I said earlier, if you are one of those people that is struggling to find student accommodation, then don't worry, because you still have plenty of time to book a room before the university term starts. But other than that, thank you so much, Amber Student, for collaborating with me again on another video, and let's go on with the rest of the Q&A. Next question is, do you have to sign out every time you leave your accommodation? No, you don't. You can come in and out whenever you want. You know, since you live there, you don't have to give any notice. Or from my experience, I didn't have to give any notice when I was like leaving my flat. However, some student accommodations, like the one I had in first year, they do require you to have to sign guests in if you are planning to have someone stay over, like a family member, because they just need to know just in case there's a fire, and they've got a complete list of everyone who's in the building. That kind of moves on to my next question, which is, are you allowed to have people sleep over? Yes, that's completely fine. In my experience, over first year, I had family members or partners frequently stay in my room, and that wasn't a problem. However, some contracts for your student accommodation will say that you can't have them like sleep over like every day. I think for the halls that I lived in first year, I could only have someone sleep over for like 2 nights a week, just so you're not technically having someone live there without rent. The next question is, I don't know who my flatmates are yet, what do I do? So the main piece of advice I would give for that is to make sure you join Facebook group chats that your university will have set up for your student halls. That way it's super easy to find out who you're going to be living with. The next question is, what's the best way to meet new people? I would say make sure you sign up to as many events as you can, as long as you're comfortable with doing those activities. Literally immersing yourself in Freshers Week is like the best way to meet new people, and just remember that literally everyone is in the same boat. Like, I remember when I first came to university nearly 4 years ago, which is actually quite scary to think, I found that even though I am quite naturally sociable and I do love a good time, I was actually quite nervous to meet new people. Looking back, I wish I had signed up to a lot more activities and joined a lot more societies. Like, don't get me wrong, I did definitely go out during Freshers Week, but there were definitely so many times where I kind of hid in my room, and I definitely probably should have tried a lot harder to meet new people. Another piece of advice I'd give though, if you are struggling to know how to talk to your flatmates and break the ice, is to bring a pack of cards with you to university. I know this says gift gaff on it. This has a pack of cards in, I promise. But honestly, I can't stress enough how useful just simply a pack of cards can be when it comes to breaking the ice. Also bringing other card games such as Cards Against Humanity, What Do You Meme, those kind of games are really good. Another thing to do is, if you are in Facebook group chats with your course mates or flatmates, I really advise messaging them quite a lot before you go to Freshers Week, just so you have already started to kind of create a friendship with them. Another really good thing to do is to go out of your way and also make plans with those people. That way, when you get to Freshers Week, you already kind of know a handful of people and you've got things planned to do in Freshers Week, so you're not just sat in your room all day. These plans can be as simple as literally just going out for a coffee and breaking the ice that way, or meeting them on the night out, whatever floats your boat, you know. Next question is, would I be able to keep a kettle in my room? I would say no. I'm pretty sure you can't have any proper appliances in your room apart from things like hair straightener. This is where you need to check the contract really carefully, because this is where they'll have stated which items you can and cannot bring. I'm pretty sure you can't have a kettle in your room because you've already got a kettle in the communal area, and the reason for that is basically safety. Any major appliance that you'll have in student accommodation does need to be like PAT tested, I'm pretty sure, so they don't really like it if you bring appliances from home because they might blow up and create like a fire hazard. However though, if you are living in a studio flat, you'll probably be obviously allowed to have a kettle in your room because you've kind of got everything all in one, you know, with the kitchen and the bedroom, but they will have still supplied the kettle, again because it's been tested and they know it's safe. Next question is, if you don't like your flat, is it possible to get out of the contract? Yes, definitely. That was the case for me. I struggled with my first flat and I did have the opportunity to move into a much nicer, quieter flat. However, depending on the student accommodation you're staying in, there will be slightly different procedures and how you can go about moving out of your flat. Personally for me, I had to basically do everything myself and kind of like sell or like pitch my room on like this forum. for other students who wanted to move, and they had to basically get in contact with me. Finally, when someone agreed to move into my room, I then had to confirm it with the accommodation company, so they were fine with everything and just hand in my key. But like I said, it will be different for different student accommodations, whether that's university owned, private, whatever. So if you are one of those people that does not like their flat and is hoping to get out of the contract, it is completely fine for you to do that, but you do need to definitely do some research and find out how to do that, because everything is different. Next question is, do they provide you with pillows and a duvet? No, they don't. You have to bring everything yourself. However, they might give you a free mattress topper in your like welcome box that you'll get when you move in. However, that obviously depends on the student accommodation. I didn't get that in first year, but I think I had it in third year when I moved into my student house. However, if they do give you one, it will probably be very cheap, just putting it out there. So if you're one of those people that's looking for a proper mattress topper that's going to last you for the first year, maybe even the whole 3 years you're there, I would definitely buy everything yourself. When it comes to pillows and duvets, you do have to buy all that stuff yourself. I think especially even more so now with COVID, for hygiene reasons, they wouldn't give out used duvets and pillows. And that's not a bad thing, because you don't exactly know who's been using those.
Disgusting!
So regardless of whether they actually supply you a mattress topper, that is actually another really important thing to bring to university. Like, I think I have mentioned it before when I've done videos about what to bring and what to pack. A mattress topper is up there, because trust me, you do not want to know what kind of stains you can find on university mattresses. Like, you don't want to know what kind of things people have been doing on that mattress. So it's best for your peace of mind if you just buy a mattress topper. Next question is, do they do regular inspections in student accommodation? Again, this will depend on your student accommodation, but I assume for most cases that would be yes. For my student halls, they did do inspections, however it was like once a term. So if you were hiding something in your room, like candles or something, like, you probably could have gotten away with it, because they also do have to give you notice if they are going to do room inspections. However, that was obviously the case for my student accommodation. I don't know other universities, they may do completely random ones where they just turn up. So if you are one of those people that is hoping to bring in things that you aren't allowed in student accommodation, I would definitely suggest not doing that. Next question is, can I keep a mini fridge in my room? Love your channel, by the way. Like the kettle, I'm pretty sure you can't have a mini fridge in your room. I think like years and years ago you could, but because of like safety, you can't, unfortunately. However, I think if you have special requirements, you can, because I'm pretty sure in first year I lived with a girl who was diabetic, and because she needed to store her medication in a fridge that had like a certain temperature, she was allowed to have like a tiny fridge in her room. But other than that, if you don't have any like extenuating circumstances, I'm pretty sure the answer is no, sadly. Next question is, what do you recommend to use to stick fairy lights / photos up? This is a hard one, because I think it's kind of a hit and miss thing. Sometimes blue tack works, sometimes it doesn't. In first year they told me white tack was better than blue tack because it doesn't stain as much, but I actually found the opposite way around, that white tack's actually worse. So I think it really depends on like the paint on the walls, but if you definitely want to be safe, I would invest in command hooks. They are literally like a lifesaver. You can get them on Amazon really cheap. I'll link the ones that I actually used in first year down below. They're really good at the end of the year when you're getting everything off your wall, because in my experience they don't leave a mark. When it comes to fairy lights, I would probably use command hooks more than blue tack, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. Next question is, can I bring candles? No. No way.
No way.
Like the mini fridge and the kettle, you definitely can't have candles because fire. I'm pretty sure nearly all student accommodations do not allow candles. If you are one of those people that does worry about your room smelling nice, because let's face it, student accommodations can really smell funky sometimes, I would invest in getting a diffuser. Most places do them really cheap. You can get them from Poundland, Wilko's, Primark. They're completely fine in student accommodation, and they are literally so good when it comes to keeping your room smelling nice. Another good thing about diffusers is that they actually last quite a long time. Like, I used to get ones that would last for like 8 weeks, so you're pretty sorted. You don't need a candle. So the last and final question for today is, if your parents visit, is it possible to bring your dog in? I'm not entirely sure about this because in most student accommodations you aren't allowed to have any pets in your room. However, in first year I'm pretty sure there was a time where I saw some girl come in with her parents, and her parents had brought their like family dog, and it was like this big adorable like Labrador. He was just roaming around the courtyard of the student accommodation. That seemed completely fine. So I think you might be allowed to have like pets come in to like visit you, but you definitely can't have them like stay over. Again though, just to be safe, it is always best to check the contract or just contact your student accommodation and ask. There's no harm in asking. So those are all the questions I've got time for today. If you do have any questions that weren't answered in this video, please comment them down below. I will reply to them straight away the best I can. If you did find this video helpful, go click that like button right now, because the more likes I get, the more I know to do more of these videos in the future. Also, if you're new, go click that subscribe button right now. But other than that, I've been Gaia. This has been a good old accommodation Q&A, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!